welcome back. It is the Dani Dots Podcast. Guess what? After this one, it is 8 episodes to go until the big 50, which blows my mind. Who would have thought would be here 50 episodes by the end of the year? I'm so proud of us. It's not even just me. I'm just proud of us because, quite frankly, it must be an absolute ride keeping up and listening with me. I know. It's just, God, I've got so much to articulate, and sometimes I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I have popped on to Spotify in the last 24 hours to check out statistics and whatnot, because I know you guys love hearing what's happening out there in the world of podcast land. And quite frankly, I don't keep up with it because I'm just like, I throw this bad boy out into the universe and I'm like, whoever's listening is listening and whoever's not, I'm not even bothered. Anyway, 86% of you are female listeners, which we all knew that, right? I don't even think I talk about that many female topics, to be honest. Probably need to deep dive on that a little bit more. 68% are between 28 and 34 years old, which is fine. However, 4.5% of you are between 45 and 59, which I laughed at. I'm like, 100%, that's my mum's friends and family, like 100%. But no, look, honestly, it is just so exciting to do this every week, and it never gets old. I feel like the luckiest girl who gets to just have the support and enjoy myself every Tuesday by singing a yarn and seeing what everyone's been up to. And quite frankly, the interact questions on Spotify, it's not anonymous. I can see who's writing it. So I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that writes in that little interact box at the bottom of each pod, because it does crack me up. I especially love this recent comment, your fringe is giving hot vibes. Yes, I know. I feel like I've like lost 5 years of my life. Like I've just, I don't know, become young again. The fringe is always something that I forget that I can do. And then I do it and I'm like, damn. So yeah, I'm hearing you. And honestly, it's just been so appreciative having, just people remind you that you are not necessarily like a 3 out of 10, which sometimes I think in my head, because I miss social cues about being attractive and, and it's funny. I do this all the time, and I know it's because I work from home. I will literally get up, throw on some gym clothes, go to the gym, look like an absolute bin chicken. And then it comes around to like the end of the week, the weekend, you started going out a little bit. I put a little bit of effort in and it's like the whole fucking world tips upside down and they're like, holy shit. I get the comment that I look like a homeless Adam Sandler like once a fortnight easily. And most of the time it's me going to my letterbox and my neighbor is just like, oh, Adam. Stop it, shut up. But no, I do appreciate it. And I do like to be reminded that I am in there somewhere. It's just, it is coming out, I promise you. It has been 4 weeks since my trip, and those last 3 episodes, I felt like it kind of started to drag, and it was like, I was excited to share. But at the end of the day, taking 3 sort of almost 1 hour stitches to tell you about it, it kind of felt like I was like, I don't know. I was sharing the fun stuff, but I hate talking amongst people that haven't been able to experience it, and it's difficult to sort of break down. So I have had a question just asking, and it's not really a question, it's more a statement. Hey, you breezed over the plane drama. Are you all good? And I know the last flight that I took from Brisbane to Queenstown I was a freaking state. And I'm so appreciative to the team of Qantas and the young dad guy that was next to me when I was bawling my eyes out. Like, it was the worst of the worst situations. I would never turn a plane around for a health situation, but I feel so stupid and second guessing my body that I was like, I can't get home. There's just nothing worse than thinking that you're not going to make it somewhere. A holiday should always be joyous and happy, not a sweaty, clammy mess because you just think you're going to not have circulation, you're going to stop your heart because the blood's not getting around your body. I mean, it's horrible. So, yeah, I did breeze over it, but that's on me because I forget. I don't ever really know, and maybe that's like a condition I need to like talk to someone about. I never really know how serious something is until it's too serious. And this is how I got into the situation in the first place. I didn't realize that the pain in my calf muscle was a blood clot until 6 weeks. So, of course, the damage was already done. So, and that was in 2019, and here we are in 2024, and I'm still like struggling with things. And it's mostly my fault just because the actual surgery to get this sorted terrifies me. I just don't want someone like slicing up parts of my leg to clear out veins just so that there is that circulation. A lot of people have said that in some cases it fixes itself, and I think I'm just hopeful. I'm fine if I've got 2 feet on the ground. But anything more than sort of 8 hours in the sky, and it just doesn't work for me. More or less, a lot of people have said most of it was great just because finishing the challenge and then getting on a plane to Hawaii was great because my fitness was at like its peak. I also hadn't had any alcohol, which takes the oxygen out of your blood and slows everything down completely. But also the flight back, I was up in the sky a little bit too long, had a bit of a big night the night before flying. So I kind of did it to myself, and I was like, it'll be fine, right? It wasn't. So no, look, I do understand and I appreciate all the help with all this. It's just something that I need to speak to a professional, more or less for therapy reasons, but also to see if I am a contender for the surgery, because I do want to get out there and travel. It's sucky. It's really sucky to think that you could get somewhere and have a heavy leg for a couple of days. Horrible. But no, I'm definitely not going to be talking and catching drama over me flying anymore. It's just one of those things. I've had a few questions asking what next. June was obviously super restful for myself, and I don't want you to think that I'm on a hamster wheel. I always have to have something on the go. If you saw me in June, I was just this relaxed little fairy running around, just enjoying really good food. The stuff that I hadn't eaten for 2.5 months throughout the challenge, I put everything to the side, didn't touch anything terrible. And it's really nice to even go on a holiday and come back and still be continuing what I was doing food-wise, but just implementing happy, healthy habits. And I'm super proud of myself for that reason, because it's easy enough just to be like, holy shit, New Zealand's got some friggin' awesome food. Let's just eat it all. But no, I have been buying little bits and pieces, and even my brother's been getting into it a little bit because he's like, what is she eating? What's that? And he never cares about anything to do with food. So yeah, look, it's been really cool, and I don't really know what next. I had a really good chat with the owner of the gym's husband on Saturday, because we had a really great, 15-hour rowathon at my gym. It was raising money for the Cromwell Youth Trust. I didn't think I'd be able to do 15 minutes. And to be honest, the first 6 minutes, I thought I was getting cramp. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I did it, and it didn't suck. I just was like, oh, yeah, I felt bad because I felt like I could do a whole lot longer than I was intending to do. But no, it was all sectioned up into people that had applied. So obviously I had to get off the damn thing and pass it to the next person. But also looping back to that, just because I haven't really touched on something because it's not my news, but it is really great news, is whilst I was away, it was probably like 8 a.m. And I was just scrolling on Instagram, and I came across my gym's social media. They posted a story. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a friend in the 75 hard, and she had posted that it was day 1 of her doing 75. And I squealed, like Mel was asleep, and I went, ah! And I was just so excited. I just freaked out, like, are you kidding? Get me back to Cromwell. I need to be there to help her and support her, because I knew that this was going to be epic. Not only had she already told me that, there was no way that she could take away the socialization and the alcohol out of doing the 75 hard, but I was like, yes, you can. And to see that she did that and she initiated starting without me just blew my mind. I was like, holy shit, she's doing it. And then I've just managed to hear about it from so many different people, and it was just lovely hearing it from the owner of the gym, just to say, yep, she's just done the rowathon. She's done 45 minutes in a massive block this morning, and she applied to do that. Like, she wasn't pushed. She didn't say, oh, I'll just give it 15 minutes and just smash it out. No, I was like, holy shit. She's like, that's just the biggest highlight for me, is knowing that the changes that are going to come from this, huge. And I'm so here for all the listening and support and stuff. I actually haven't seen her for ages. I think we're going to the gym at different times, or she's just like on a roll and doesn't want, it's hard when you are doing these blocks of fitness times and you see someone at the gym, you just want to talk for 20 minutes and it's like, shit, I actually had a plan to be here to do this and now I just want to go home. Well, I kind of feel like that. So I've just been leaving her to it, but watching from a distance, because it's the most coolest thing. And to think at the end of it, she's actually going to Bali. So I was like, yes, I'm so proud of you. And I wanted to share that with you guys because it was a big deal for her, and as it was for me as well. And I think once you do it, you share that excitement and everyone just catches the vibe, and it's like this real happy, warm hug that everyone's giving you invisibly. But yeah, I do think, oh, well, shit, what's next for me? My hamster wheel's, fallen off. But I don't know. There's been so many takeaways that have been positive, one of which has been that I had a vision board on my phone, and I had shown a few people, and a couple of people had taken it on board that they needed to put it out there that this is what they want to do. And what's really funny is that one of the middle quotes on the vision board actually swayed my decision to run off to do the aviation museum at Pearl Harbor, was because it said something like, girl, do it for you. And I remember that day so clearly thinking, should I go and run off and like leave Mel at Pearl Harbor to go and see a memorial, and should I leave her to go and do something that I want to do? And I just remember looking down at this phone vision board and just being like, you've got to do what you want to do. And to this day, like, there is zero regrets. Like, there was a little bit at the time because I was like, shit, I've just left my friend in a museum. But I knew that that was going to make me happy. And I've been saying to everyone, vision boards and manifestation, it's like not the strongest thing, but it makes you super aware. And around this quote on my vision board is images of health and wellness mixed up with also embracing your sexy side. And there is no doubt in my mind that you guys know that I'm not a very sexy person. I think it's super difficult being 6'3" and 6'4" with heels on, that it's not my most, confident point. And I had said a few times, I need to remind myself that I can be sexy, and I just don't, I lack it. It's horrible. I can obviously push myself out there. And in saying that, I do, I can get dressed up and turn it on. I just don't. So I think for the whole month of June, I can safely say that I turned my sexy on because I met a guy, and it was a bit of a slow burn, but it wasn't, it's just been so exciting. I can't even it's just been so funny. I have known him for like a little bit of time, and there's just been little instances where I've caught up with him here, there, and everywhere. But I think it was maybe like 3 Fridays ago. It was a Friday night. I went out. There was a raffle at our local pub, and my mum was there. We had won some meat from the meat raffle. It was all exciting. I sent mum home with the meat because I was like, it needs to go in the fridge. It can't sit in the car, even though it's like literally 0 degrees outside, and you could keep meat in the car overnight. It's fine. But anyway, I actually ended up at a house party. Give me strength. This is so out of my character. It's crazy. So I used to hang out with groups of people where I'd feel a little bit unsafe, and I'd always try and gap at home. And we have a lot of like greenways here in Cromwell where it's like it gets a bit confusing, like the little paths through housing subdivisions and stuff. And it's not the best, but I've been here for 4 years, so I'm kind of getting my shit sorted where I can figure things out. So I wasn't too worried. I was just more worried about like, why am I following this guy to a house party? What could possibly go wrong? I don't know. But anyway, what I can tell you is entering that house turned into a vortex. I don't know what happened. I was probably there at about 8 p.m. I left at 4 a.m. and I would say I was making out with this guy from about 1:30 till 4 a.m. So yeah, there's a bit of a blurry section there where I'm like, what the hell? But the thing is, I would say the chick at the Vic Tavern, and I've already talked to her about this. If someone like me has had bottles of like, I don't know, 4% beer for about 2 hours at the pub and then goes up to you and says, I'm going to a house party, can I take some takeaways? And she puts on the counter a 10-pack of Black Smirnoff, that's going to be a bad idea. I mean, this is coming from someone that barely goes above a red Smirnoff at the best of times. Like, whenever I think of red Smirnoff, I think back to Bali when those damn things were like $2 and $3 each and you'd have a couple on the beach, not at a house party. I don't know what came over me. I 100% was like, maybe, I don't know. Was I brainwashed because he was just so fun? I just wanted to be around him and I just thought, fuck it, I'll buy this 10-pack and I'll just go and have a night out. You guys, I don't know. Anyway, he walked me home at 4 a.m. and he took me to my driveway. We made out more on my driveway. I mean, I was hooking up. And I climbed into bed and I just had this like smile on my face, like, holy shit, what is happening? And I woke up about 10 a.m. on the Saturday. I felt like I was dying, like my heart was beating out of my chest. I mean, these double black friggin' Smirnoffs are not a vibe. And so I hauled myself into the car and we went over to Queenstown and we had a bit of shopping and everything else. On the way back, I don't even know why I do this to myself, but I just said to Mum, are we in any hurry to get home? And she was like, no, we're never in any hurry. Why? What are you going to do? And I just said, oh, I'd love to go to a winery that I haven't been to. And that doesn't come out of my mouth that often because I've been to all of them, trust me. So we ended up at Mount Rosa. And so I walk in the door and I just stand there and I was looking like at the menu. I wasn't really like, it was just a new winery. I didn't have any idea what I was going to order. And there were whispers. Psst, 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 psst. And I was just like, what is happening? And anyway, this guy comes over and he says, oh, I can seat you guys over here in front of the fire. And he says, do I know you? And I was like, no, I don't really, I've never been here before. And he was like, oh, we're just all saying that we know you from somewhere. And I was thinking, well, I mean, I've worked in Queenstown, but like 9 years ago kind of thing. Anyway, this wee chickie comes over and she starts serving the wine. We're having a cheese board. Everything's really great. And honestly, 10 out of 10 on the cheese boards at Mount Rosa. There's like 5 to choose from and they're friggin' amazing. And I don't know, probably like 10, 15 minutes in, I'm already signing up to the wine subscription club thingy. Like I'm just having a great time. And turns out through 20 minutes of conversation, these that work at Mount Rosa used to work between Bardo, Bermuda, Bar Up and Bardo. Back in the day, I'd say like 2006, 2008 Queenstown days. And that was when I was in my peak early 20s. So it was like, it's kind of like when you know of someone, but you lost touch with someone. And like I said to Mum, in my eyes, I felt like I didn't lose touch with them because they moved anywhere else in Queenstown. To me, they were tourist people that were behind the bar working on work visas and stuff. And I'm pretty sure maybe to this day that they're still doing that. But I sat there and I just cracked up laughing. And I thought, holy shit, I have found the bartenders from early days working at a winery in Gibson Valley, and I just could not get any more happier. And I have been 3 times since just because I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. This is my favorite winery right now. And they look after me because they're like, yes, I remember you used to drink, those stupid mojitos. And to this day, I hate mojitos. Don't put them near me, eh? There's something about having mint in a cocktail, like mint leaves. It just freaks me out. Yeah, look, there's many a times I could say that I had run-ins with these 5 people, but to me they're just like, and it honestly spun us all out. We just got up, we were shaking and like excitement and hugging, and it was like, oh my God, I have like, it's like been 10 years, plus 10 years plus. I mean, I would say that they were around probably pre me turning 21 maybe. Anyway, mind-blowing. So I just had such a good day, and I was thinking, oh my God, I've met a guy, I've made out with a guy, I found a winery, I found all my old friends from when I was 20, like living my high vibe life. And that night, it just happened that I was hauled to the Victoria Arms nightclub, which, you guys, I haven't been for 6-7 months now, so I wasn't looking forward to it. I was a little bit hungover, trying to sort my life out. So I poured myself a gin and juice at home, and I just thought, holy shit, she still can't pour just random gin and juices. Like I thought I was Snoop Dogg. It was so strong. And I put my big girl pants on, sucked it up. I was like, I'm doing it. And I didn't even think for a second that most of the rugby boys were going to be down there. And I hadn't seen them for about a year. So there was a little bit of excitement because they still mean a big part of my life and my heart. It's just because I had a lot of fun over like 3 seasons following them around with everything. But they were so excited and they're catching up with me, and it was just, I just knew that was where I was meant to be, and I cracked up because they all had something to contribute and I was so excited. I just stood there like, okay, yep, what? So yeah, it was the most perfect weekend, and I surfaced again on Sunday afternoon, I think it was. And I was like, I actually didn't end up making out with that guy again. He didn't come to the pub. So that's just like a little tidbit for all you people that might be around going, oh, who's she talking about? Well, yeah, no. Fast forward to the Thursday just gone before the long weekend. I was at karaoke, and I had a couple of drinks, I mean, it was a different crowd again. I don't really know why. I'm trying very hard to get out there more because it's just, why, a few people have brought it up, why are you working from home? You've got such a great character and a personality. I feel like you're just inside this house hiding, doing your actual full-time job, and you never surface. And I get that 100%, but to me it's safe. To me it's safe because holy shit, what happened that Thursday just gone? Dani, what are you doing? I was drinking wines at the Bannockburn Tavern, which, again, I think it's changed ownership. It's like a whole different experience. By the way, they measure the wine not by a line on the glass, but weight on a scale. So there's that. It's weird. Didn't hate it, but that was just like where we went for pre-drinks that night. Then I ended up back at the Vic, and I was having a couple of drinks. I think I switched to beer, which, again, why did I do that? But look, it gets worse because then I changed to rum and coke, and I don't know why I did that. But they have these really great Captain Morgans and dry in a can, and I thought, this will be fine. And he put it in a pint glass with, like, ice. So, I mean, these things went down like juice. It was just delicious. Anyway, I'm sitting at this table and I've got this guy on my right who I've just met, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is interesting. I think he's got a girlfriend, can't work it out. A guy on my left who's just walked into the bar made a beeline for me because 2 years ago he met me at another bar, and he has a wife and a couple of kids. Can't tell you if it's 1, couldn't tell you if it's 4 kids, I don't know. And he's asking for my phone number. You got the guy on the right who's sitting there with his hand on my knee, leaning in, trying to listen to the guy on the left who's asking for my details. I'm looking straight ahead at my friend across the table, and I'm just like, get me out of here. So her husband says, do you want to go outside for a vape? And I was like, I don't vape, so I'll go outside. It's all good. I made a run for the pokey room. To me, the pokey room is like solitude. It's fine. It's going to be like, you just focus on a screen, you put your money in, it's all good. And I was sitting there and I said to this guy next to me, how do you play this? And he started tinkering with the buttons. I got my $20 up to 150. And then he says, oh, do you want to pull it out? And I was like, no, we'll play it till it gets to 100. And so we did. We were talking and he was rattling on about something to do with his day. And I went, oh, well, that's nice. I'm going to go back to my table now. And I get up and I go back to the table and no one's moved. They're all still there. The bar's closing and I'm thinking, holy shit, I am in a situation at the moment. And I made a run for the courtesy coach, which in Cromwell here we have a couple of bars and they all do courtesy coaches to get you from A to B without drink driving. And the coach was away, so I had to sit on the windowsill and wait, and I was cold. I was like, I need to get out of here quick. I was contemplating ringing my mum just to be like, I've got situations happening at the moment. I don't know what to do. I didn't. I just continued on my merry way, and I was waiting. I had the guy with the wife on the left, the guy with the potential girlfriend on the right, and this dude from the pokies who's doing backflips right in front of me, and he asked me, should we share a courtesy coach home? And I was like, shit. Like, it's still going. You guys, if you know me, you know that I just like panic in these situations. Like, I 100% miss these types of like social cues where someone's interested in me and I just panic. So I took off. I was off down the road. Like, I hid behind the side of the pub building in the dark. And one of the lads followed and I was just like, I'm just waiting here just till everyone goes. I look back and my friend's like looking for me. And I just thought, shit. I knew she'd panic. And so she had gotten into another vehicle to go home. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to wait. It's all cool. I'll wait to the next courtesy coach and then I'll go. And it didn't come. So this guy offered to walk me home and I thought, okay, I can do this. So I'm walking up the street past another pub, the Town and Country Club, and this guy who had passed out on the grass just in this like person's yard got up and just decided to run past us and up the street. And I thought, oh my God, the weirdest stuff happens between like midnight and 3 a.m. in this town, I promise you. And I'm walking along with this guy and he's holding my hand and I have no idea who he is. And we get up to the Rainbow Takeaways roundabout just on this like intersection junction area of Cromwell. And we sat on the roundabout for going on an hour just talking. And I tell you, you guys, not a word of a lie, I should not have sat down on that roundabout. My butt was so cold. I think there's just like an unwritten rule about what you do in winter and it's not be outside. So I got up and I was like, I've got to keep moving. Like, I'm in tights and a skirt and I'm suffering. He's like, yep, no, all cool. We'll just walk up the street. I'll walk you home. So we get like, I don't know, 10 feet down the road and all of a sudden I see this fence that's like a wooden barn style fence. And I said, oh, I'll just sit on this for a bit because it's like wood and, you know, it's not the worst and he can keep telling us stories. So I was sitting there and he leant in and he kissed me and I was like, what is happening? My gosh, you guys. And I couldn't say no. I could not say no. So jumped off the fence after like 15 minutes and decided to walk up the road a little bit more. And like he's fully holding on to my hand, like he's not letting go. And I'm thinking, holy shit. I get home and I have like friend requests on like all social media platforms. I have messages in my Snapchat. I was like, nah, stuff it. So I had to take my tights off and I swear my legs were blue, like hypothermia blue. And this is about 3:30 in the morning. So I think from like, I don't even know what time I left the pub. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So I was struggling, like uncontrollably shaking. And I had these like Snapchat messages from 2 different guys. And they were like, oh, have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I was just sitting there like, no. I can't, you guys. It's these nights lately are turning into mornings and I don't know why or what I'm doing. I'm not mad about it. I'm just more shocked that I'm letting myself allow myself to do this. I'm trying not to catch feelings, but it's hard. It's really hard because obviously I want to be loved. And a few people have said, but your vision board on your phone is manifesting love. You've got like sexy images, like you're portraying that you want to be more sexual. And I'm like, oh my God, I forget being 6'3" that I have that in me. It's just like a mind thing. And I know that I second guess every aspect of it, you guys. Like, it's not even a lie. So, yeah, look, I have done a bit of a shopping haul lately because I'm like, I need to zhuzh things up again, you know. I've got guys holding my hands. I've been making out with people on different areas of Cromwell. I'm being a little bit reckless at the moment, but I want to dress for it. I want to be more girly. And I think when you start to like lose weight and start feeling yourself a little bit more, you have to keep up that like maintenance and just enjoy it, because obviously other people see it in you. And I can't stress enough how exciting it is when someone notices you. So yeah, I have been spraying a little bit extra perfume and wearing a little bit extra lipstick lately, but not in a terrible like hoary kind of way. I'm just having fun. Anyway, I'll sort of like wrap that up, because obviously that's going to be an ongoing thing, just because I am putting myself out there. And I know that I say a lot, it's going to be a year of not finding anyone and I'm still going to be single and everything else. Like, I have been saying for so long, you guys, that I don't want someone's dusty ass son in my bed who's going to like be thinking about other women. Like, it's just, I have so much past trauma from guys that I've been dating, interested in. Like, I've never really been on a date, so that's kind of like not really me. But there's been a lot of heartbreak, and I hate that feeling. I never want to put myself through it. So I'm so careful, but I just think that the alcohol's playing a part in actually making me like take the layers off and just be my natural self. And it's kind of exciting because I know she's in there. And the comments about being the Benjamin Button and how I'm reverse aging and getting hotter as I get older just confirms it, because so many people, and it's not even just like females, a lot of males have been saying, you are just such a big personality. And I know that I have so much that I can, like, I do myself. I don't allow other people to help me. And I think it's a really big thing when you have a guy in your life to sort of rein it back a little bit and dumb yourself down and let them feel like the stronger ego. And I don't know how to navigate that. It freaks me out. So if anyone has any advice or anything on how I can, I don't know, further this along and actually find my forever person, let me know. But I'm not bothered either way. If nothing works out, it's fine. I feel like I'm in this real like love mode at the moment. And if I'm making out with a guy one weekend and then I've got 3 guys that are interested in me the other weekend, like, what's this weekend going to bring? Stuff it, I'm staying home. No. But honestly, I've got a couple of products here I just want to wrap up real quick and just talk about, because obviously I am a girl that loves trying new things. Whilst I was in Australia for those 5 nights, I managed to pop into the Priceline Pharmacy hair care sale. They had a sleep spray for your hair that was by John Frieda. You guys know that I love things that do multiple jobs. I hate vitamins that, tackle 16 objects in your body. But this sleep spray for your hair, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. If you are putting a treatment in overnight, make sure it's this. Honestly, I'm having the best sleeps, and I know it's because of the damn ingredients that are in this friggin' bottle, because I'm out like a light. And if it's helping my hair and keeping me asleep, I'm here for it. So the John Frieda hair sleep spray, 100%, 10 out of 10, love it. In saying that, I have a 6-step hair care routine, which is back from the challenge days. Haven't been able to shake it just yet. I do think that it is really great for my hair especially. So it just starts with like a hair scrub that you scrub your scalp with before you even shampoo. And I just think that those extra steps, obviously, they all attribute to something. I've had minimal hair breakage. Like I never really had hair breakage anyway. But there was times last year when I was super stressed because of all the bullshit that went down, that I honestly was losing hair so fast. And right now I have the healthiest head of hair, and I just know it's from keeping up the 6 steps. I used to do this, everything shower twice a week because of the challenge. Now I'm only doing it once. But it works for me. So obviously we're just popping into July now. So we've got a couple of months left of 2024. Amp it up a little bit and see what you could do that would further benefit your hair care routine, because I can 100% agree that it doesn't just have to be about shampoo and conditioning. There are other things that can help you and get you the best head of hair. Oh, I'm so in love with this. We have a new product for food that I'm super, super excited about. It is the sticky rice. I love sushi. I hate making the sushi rice. So this is a new product in the rice pouches. You know how you got like 60-second brown rice in those wee cups that you pop in the microwave? Sticky rice is in a pouch, and basically you get your seaweed sheet, you put your pouch in the microwave to make the sticky rice warm. You then toss it out onto the seaweed and apply your avocado, capsicum, cucumber, chicken, tuna, whatever, and then you roll it up. And I am 100% here for this product. It makes me so happy because that damn rice process just shits me. So to have Tida, the rice company, making this, I mean, I'm sending an email as soon as I get off this podcast to you guys. I'm telling them this is the game changer for summer especially. I am so excited, but also it's 2 pouches for $5 right now at Woolworths here in New Zealand, which I don't know if that's the same in Australia. But I needed to let you guys know it is a very cool thing. And last night we had katsu chicken bowls with the rice just because I wanted to see if it was like plasticky tasting. Nah, it's so good. I said, this is going to change everything. If you think you love rice, try this. Holy shit. And just finally, obviously we're kind of in our peak of winter right now down south. Been a lot of like TV watching, catching up on stuff. I especially did it myself in June just because I was resting myself. Was I? But the TV show Geek Girl on Netflix, it's super reminiscent of me in high school and all my troublesome shit that I went through being 6'3". I tell you what, it actually reminds you to just breathe and know that you're capable of doing so much with your like everything. So I cried in 3 episodes. I just thought it was so brave, and I just needed to share that you guys. Geek Girl, she's beautiful, the girl that plays the geek, but also you are so capable of doing so much that obviously you've just got to remind yourself, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Kind of like me with my love life, am I right? Keep putting one leg in front of the other and just doing it. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else on my list of things to talk to you about. I just jotted down a couple of things. Actually, I don't know if I've said this to you guys, but I say it to my friends all the time whenever something fucking up the wall goes, wonky in this year. But I've said, oh, well, that's not on my bingo card. It's been a joke, obviously, because I've always had this invisible bingo card about things to expect in 2024. So about, I don't know, in April, I made a bingo card just because I was like, too much weird shit's happening and I want to mark it off as though I was playing bingo. The actual bingo card itself, I don't want to take a photo of because I'm super embarrassed about what is written on it, but it's a thing. So my one was not intentional to be, 5 by 4, so it's 20 squares. Of those 20 squares, I've marked off 6 things. But there's also 6 things that are about to be marked off just because I've got so much up in the air right now. But I think it's another one of those weird kind of manifestation things where if you put it on paper and you mark it off when you achieve it, it's kind of like a to-do list, but it's not. It puts everything in perspective. And I've been saying to a lot of people this year, it's so much fun to look back on the pros and cons that happen when you think that you haven't done enough, and then you make a list of all the stuff that you have done, or you want to do something and it went wonky, but you talk about it. It's just like you get that release. So I don't know. It's really funny. Like just a couple of things on it are obviously lose 20 kilos. I did that in the 75 hard. 100,000 podcast streams. Easy, smash that. Next actual one is 250,000 streams, so we're getting up there. I made little cute things like make 5 new friends. I've marked that off because I've made 5 new friends already. The next one is make 10 new friends, which is, getting up there. There's the random stuff like do something crazy and end up on TV. Well, I have applied for Married at First Sight New Zealand, but I'm not expecting too much from that. I want to invent something, which is random because I emailed Cadbury chocolate last week and said I had a flavour in mind, and they said they were putting it to their marketing team to see how they could get that off the ground, but they were super interested. I was like, here's me out here like inventing a chocolate. I want to buy a new car, and that's something our family is got on the go at the minute. I said I wanted a new car, and then all of a sudden my mum and my brother were looking up their own new cars. I said I wanted one thing, and then something else entered the chat, and it was really exciting. So now all of a sudden I've got lots of ideas. I really want to book a business class trip because I have done a lot for myself this year in respects of obviously my side hustle and whatnot, but also I think that business class trip will land me at my solo adventure because I really want to go somewhere by myself. Just don't know where at the minute. I thought it was Philippines, but a lot of people have got lots of other thoughts about that. Just randomly, I wanted to win the jackpot on the pokies or win something epic like lotto. Obviously, it's something cool to put on a bingo card because what if it happens, you know? But no, it's just an idea. But I laughed. I thought I'd better share that with you guys because if my box thing is like 20 ideas, I've already marked off 6 and I've got 6 that are about to be marked off in the next 3 months. That's hectic. It makes you feel so achieved, and I don't know, maybe you guys want to get into it and do it yourselves. Maybe we should do it in January and June. Maybe we'll do it in January and then we'll reflect in June and see if we've actually like smashed off anything. It's not something to keep referring back to. It's just a reminder that obviously you've got a lot on the go in 2024 especially, and it helps to, I don't know, get things moving, I suppose. Anyway, I hope this wasn't too much. It obviously was just a catch up as to what was happening in my life in the whole month of June. Crazy. I'm actually too scared to like turn my mobile back on because every time I podcast with you guys, I turn it off so that I have full concentration. And I feel like if I turn it back on, I'm going to have some messages. And I don't know what to do. What do I do? I feel like a baby lamb. I'm your baby lamb, okay? Dani Dot is your baby lamb. How would you navigate these next steps? Because I'm freaking out. Wouldn't it be funny if I had a husband by the end of the year? No. Anyway, have a good week, and I'll talk to you next Tuesday. Bye.